So I just got finished reading the 1 through 3 Luchaverse Catalyst. Didn't know what I was going to be getting into here. The last wrestling book I think I read was Do a Powerbomb. And then there was one other, which I may have to probably do a video on because I thought that one was interesting too. But that dealt with like more of the dark side of the ring. It was sort of like reading a version of Dark Side of the Ring, the show, in a book. It was really good. Had a little bit of horror and mystery in that one, but I'll probably talk about that one later. But anywho, getting into this book, you obviously notice Rey Mysterio is here. So I'm just like, okay, what did they do with Rey in this? Was this like a WWE sort of mashup thing? Nah, I don't think so. It was done by Massive Comics. And in this first book, we got two different things in one, two different stories in one. So the first one, you have Rey Mysterio, beyond his legacy of wrestling, he builds a team, takes them, overseas somewhere to another country, whatever. He's looking for a mask. And apparently this mask is to give him some abilities, powers, stuff like that. It's like a sacred, like, sort of item that only he can get to because he's a Mysterio. I ain't gonna lie, they make a replica of this, I want it. It may look like trash to some of y'all, but I thought this was fire. The design just sort of looking like the mask meets a Rey Mysterio mask. Dope. So with that in the team, you have Conan, the wrestler, running like covert operations, tapping in with Rey, what's going on, blah, blah, blah. Then we move to the I think it's Teenage Blast or Tiny Blast Jr. Side of it, where he's battling demons and all of this stuff, fighting all of these sort of like mythological creatures, slaying them back and forth. Love the action in this side of the book. And then he comes across somebody who has like another relic, like a book or something like that he's trying to retrieve. Second book involves, the Lucha brothers, Penta and Rey Fenix, and then some other legends in the Lucha world, Solar and Super Astro. So with the Lucha Bros, I mean, it deals heavy on their past, which makes them who they are today, and how they, encountered this deity, to unlock some, Lucha secrets and stuff like that. Unlock some more powers and abilities and all that stuff. So I thought this was really cool, though. I like the action in here as well. And then with Solar and Super Astro, they're dealing with more intergalactic stuff because they have the abilities to fly and how they got the abilities and stuff. Currently they're telling stories to children, working in a restaurant, making tortas and stuff. But then they get, they get a calling to like, help out with some, crazy event, which turned to be like this spirit or demon or whatever called the Fallen, which they say they were coming back, to wreck the world. And the last book, sort of brings it back to Conan and what his group was doing in the background. He's had his eyes on all of these guys, the Lucha Bros, Solar, and all that stuff. But apparently somebody from their past decides to destroy his home base. And now they're trying to figure things out. Sort of like a Nick Fury, G.I. Joe, trying to build the Avengers with all the guys I just said, Rey Mysterio, Teenage Blast, the Lucha Bros, and, Astro and Solar. Conan's book brings it all together because this was the whole point of introducing all of these characters, wrestlers, to this book, to then assemble a team for a greater threat. To be honest, I thought we had a decent start to this book. I saw by the time I got to the last issue that they were supposed to do a book on Teenage Blast Jr., which is supposed to be more like horror, probably diving deeper into him slaying demons and all this other stuff. But it's sort of been, on the shelf. I don't know if that's just due to the Massive or whatever, since it is an independent. I also, while even doing this video, trying to pull the pictures for my green screen, I saw that another comic entity, Cheeto Comics, actually did these single issues. I'm guessing Massive must have took them over and wanted to reboot, rebranch. So they put these issues out, collectively in 3 issues instead of, you having to buy 5, and hoping to expand the universe. That's my thought. Don't quote me on that. I don't know. I'm not behind the scenes, but I thought we got off to a decent start here. I mean, is it on the level of Do a Powerbomb? No, but I thought we had some good art in here. Probably the only low-hanging fruit in story-wise for me was the Rey Mysterio one. It just seems so typical. The others started to pick up the pace a little bit, got a little bit more interesting, to me at least. If you're into wrestling, comics, this may be for you. If you can't track down the single issues, definitely go for the trade. That's how people save. Also, I didn't know a lot of these wrestlers, like Teenage Blast Jr. I didn't know about, Solar and Super Astro. I didn't know about it as well. Conan and Rey and the Lucha Bros I knew already. Yeah, I want to look them up, check out some of their matches. So if you read it, how you feel about it? Let's talk.